Hello and welcome to today's webinar, where the goal is that you, as a listener, will get some inspiration and knowledge about how you can use LimeGo as your sales assistant and in order to improve your sales operation. Because one thing that is very important early on to point out is that you can't manage what you don't measure. Accurate measurements could mean the difference between hitting your numbers or coming up short. And this is where LimeGo comes in, because LimeGo will help you make more data-driven decisions, resulting in less administrative work and more time to create revenue and drive your team to success, which is, of course, what we all want in our sales team. But before we start, you might be wondering who's behind the screen, who's holding this webinar. So I will introduce myself. My name is Fredrik Renman. I work within sales, new sales here in Stockholm as an account manager. And if you want to get in touch with me to talk more about today's webinar, please reach out to me either by mail or my telephone number. I would love to hear your thoughts about your organization, how you work, and also maybe to get some insights on maybe how you have used LimeGo in the past and what you have learned from today's webinar. So don't hesitate to contact me. But let's move on to the agenda for today. First off, I do know that there are some of you that are not customers right now that are maybe interested in LimeGo, and there are some of you that are customers right now. So, but we're firstly going to look at LimeGo as a client and specifically look at it how a sales manager could use LimeGo. We're going to then move on to how we can track key sales activities and set goals in Lime. This will also translate in how we view win rate and how to help the sales reps be more data driven. When we have done that, we're going to look at the sales pipeline and see how we can manage the pipe health and pipe management to not to make sure that we don't create any bottlenecks in the pipeline. And when we do have a pipeline, we can see a lot of statistics, which is important for the sales manager to look at. And lastly, we're going to see some sales forecasting and reporting and how we can get some actionable insights. So let's first take a look at LimeGo. What is LimeGo for a sales manager? Well, LimeGo, you can start with the goals here on the top. Of course, it's very important for an organization to know where they're aiming at, to know what goals they set up, and as a both individual level and as a collective uh, work towards our goals on a daily basis, which is very easy to do in LimeGo. But then you can ask yourself, okay, how are we going to achieve these goals? Well, LimeGo will of course help you with the calling list on how we can get new customer, manage your customers that you have, and start contacting customers and book those meetings, get those budget goals intact. And also the history notes is very important to always make sure that the deal is driven forward, to take the information that you have with you and to use that to your advantage to close the deals. Of course, everything will be noted on the companies. Every single person you have talked to, every single person that from your organization that has been in contact with the company is going to be tracked in LimeGo. And of course, all of these steps is going to help you create more deals, and also the deals that you do have in LimeGo, we're going to look at how we can manage the pipeline better to see, okay, so now the Q4 is coming up. What are the goals for the Q4? What are the deals that we need to close? What do we need to do to reach our goals? One very important thing that we can do to make sure that we're working towards our goals and to make sure that we create more deals is that we optimize your workflows at each step of the sales process. So you can act fast and coach your sales team. As you can see, I have written down 6 points here that we're going to look at in LimeGo because those are the ones that I think is very important for a sales manager to look at. And with LimeGo, you can use it as your best friend, of course, to make sure that we optimize your workflow. But all right, so with that said, I think it's time for us to take a look at the LimeGo demo and see how we can use this in practice. So what I will do now is that I will bring up the Lime application for you here. And as you can see, this is going to be your starting screen. And you can ask yourself, okay, what is relevant for a sales manager to know right in the morning when you go to work, pretty much. So what I would definitely look at is, okay, how is our businesses going currently? We talked a little bit about having control over what business we have maybe in the fourth quarter of the year. So we can quickly through the start page see that during the the fourth quarter of the year, we do have this in our pipeline. This is a quick way to get a kind of a nice little interpretation of how the businesses are going in quarter four. We can see, for example, that we have 177,000 kroner out on a quotation. And we can also see that there are a lot of, it seems that a lot of our money is still in the first contact step. So we need to push that forward, of course. And what also can be interesting, it's the amount of deals that we do have in each step. For example, now something happened. We can see that we have 4 deals out for quotation, but those 4 deals are worth a lot. So those 4 deals are probably something we should push on, maybe book another meeting and see how is it going. Are we going to sign the quotation or not? We can also see some fun stats on our newly won deals. We can see that 1st of October, we got a product Y from Lime Technologies. Very nice. But if you want a more in-depth look on how the pipeline is looking, we do have the business view right here. And of course, pipeline management is a very important process to manage all your possible new customers, possible new deals and stuff. And your sales pipeline really is a living, breathing entity that changes all the time. It's like a living organism that always changing. So of course, it is very important to have a good control over it and look, okay, where can we do some improvements? Where maybe we can see that some of our deals have been in the same stage for like couple weeks, then maybe we should do something about it. And well, here in LimeGo, you are given the access to see pretty much whatever you want. For example, now I only want to see the value between these. I want to see what kind of deals we have between these numbers. We can also view different metrics such as, all right, so what kind of deals do they want? Maybe we only want to view the ones that want our products Y and product A, or maybe only product Y. Then we see here, all right, so there are some quotations out on the product Y. What a sales manager maybe want to see as well is what is the total value of our pipeline right now? So if we do have a lot of deals now, 26 to be exact, what are they worth? They're worth 1.1 million pretty much, kroner. And what's the average deal size in the company? That might be also very relevant to see. We see that the average deal size on all the deals we do have right now is 45,000 kroner. And also one very important thing to see is that, okay, which one of these deals maybe are lacking behind? Maybe that they aren't like in the place that they should be. We see, for example, that this deal, Accento Project, it's been here for 49 days in this stage. Maybe we should do something about it. I will, as a sales manager, contact Veronica Laggio, because she's the one responsible, and see how is it going with the product. We need to push the deal forward. We can also see here that we have won two deals with Lime Technologies. That seems interesting. So what I will do now as a sales manager is that I will go on to the company profile. I can actually see that in total we have had three deals with this company. And what might be important for you to know is that, okay, so what's the hit rate on this company? We see that we have won two deals, we have lost one. So the hit rate for or the win rate pretty much is 66%. So that might be an indication on how it's going with the deals that we have with this specific company. Maybe if the win rate is pretty low, we should see, okay, is there any changes we can make? Maybe this isn't the right company to contact for our deals. We're just losing deals. Or maybe it's the other way. We see that we have a high win rate. Maybe we should push more deals with this company. So now you can see how you can work with the sales pipeline and how it can be a very good way to get a quick overview on how your sales is going. And having access to this forecast is critical for all successful operations because with this visualized pipeline, your overview is clear and your projections are more precise. For example, now, quarter four, we know that we have a lot of products out on quotation. We know that we're hopefully going to get this amount of money in this year, hopefully. So let's now move on how to track key sales activities and set goals for your organization. So in LimeGo, you are able to set individual goals for each sales rep. And this is how it looks like. For example, I can see that these are the sales calls that has been done. These are the booked meetings that has been done and the completed meetings this month and also the budget goals. So this is, I'm recording this in the start of October, so my sales reps haven't had the time to put in those many numbers. But for example, we can see here on Dante that he has been making 7 sales calls, but right now he should be at 9 sales calls. So he has a yellow mark right here. But I believe in him and he will, of course, reach his goals by the end of the month. What is important here to know is that it's individual and then it's summed up for all the sales rep. So we can actually see as a organization, we are doing pretty good on the calls. We're making more calls than we should have done. We should have done 15 by now, and we have done 27. But what we can do is also we can look at it on a quarterly basis. So we can see Q4 maybe at the end of the year, it's nice to see an overview on how it has been going for the sales reps. And this is, of course, as a sales manager, important. So you can always continuously compare team sales activities with your goals. And this allows you to get a quick understanding of which goals are on track and which aren't. And of course, this is updated on a daily basis. And this, of course, the goal of this is that the analytics, the goals is to increase the performance of your team. By revealing some strengths, maybe we can see that maybe one of your sales rep is making a lot of calls, but they are having trouble booking meetings. All right, maybe we can analyze that and maybe we can tweak the pitch, or maybe we can tweak how this person is going about their businesses. So here is a good overview on how it's going. What also can be interesting on a individual level is not only to see the goals, but also to pull some important deal statistics. So we're actually going to move back to the business view right here. And we're going to see, okay, now we have the deal for entire company, but we're going to break it down to individual level. For example, I, as a sales manager, want to see how it's going for them on an individual level. Let's look at Mons. We can see that Mons has a fairly good pipeline. He has 590,000 kronor in his pipe. And we can also see that his average deal size is very high. It's 118,000 kronor. If you remember previously, it was at, if we remove Mons, we can see for the company it's 45,000 kronor. So we know that Mons has, he has some deals that are of high value. His deals are worth a lot. We can also see on myself, my deals are only worth 30,000 kronor each on average, but I do seem to have 13 of them. So maybe I'm better at working with smaller deals and stuff like that. We can also see, okay, for a sales manager, it might be important. Where are our deals coming from? How did we get in touch with them? Maybe was it from cold calling? Was it from our website? Maybe from a recommendation? We can see here that if we want to see where it came from, we can see here on this source. We see that we have 11 from our cold calling list, and we have 3 from the recommendation, and maybe 2 from LinkedIn or any other social selling platform. Let's view the ones that we have from our cold calling list. So a lot of them are in the first contact step. We have only maybe made the first call. So what we need to do is push them forward, of course, to the next step in the pipeline. But I think you can manage to like click on different types of sources. You can see, for example, I want to see the product X that is Mons deals. So I want to see what Mons has been selling on our product X. He's only have one deal on product X. Well, maybe we should see if we can expand and maybe get some more knowledge about the product so we can create more deals of that product. Lastly, we're going to watch the sales forecasting and how to be able to get more actionable insights on, for example, the quarter. Now if you're watching this there are 3 months left of this year, so we need to know what deals do we have coming. We can see here that förväntat orderdatum, which is the expected order date on the product. We can see that we do have 16 of them this month, but we do have some lacking ones. These we need to push forward because this was in August. There are still 7 of them, and they were expected to be made a deal in August. So what I would do is press all of them. Now I see them. Now I will delegate these to one of my sales rep. We need to push these deals forward because their date was 31st of August. They should be pushed forward in the pipe. So for example, if maybe one of my sales rep, they are pushing it forward to negotiation, then LimeGo will help you by just, you can drag and drop. And we will put a new expected order date. For example, the 26th of October this year. So now it's updated and we do know that it's still in the pipeline and it's still relevant. So now we have actually gone through all the points for the agenda. So I hope you got some insight on how you can manage your pipeline in LimeGo. So what we will do now is we will head back to the actual PowerPoint. Well, what I can say now is that with an effective sales management model and a sales manager with LimeGo in place, you will give the employees a form of consistency and predictability on how they should plan and execute sales. You will also be able to help them prioritize activities and link those activities to sales objectives and ultimately achieving all your goals that you've set in LimeGo. And now I want you to take charge of your sales process and pipelines everywhere. I want to see you use the LimeGo application to its fullest potential, because it's then and only then that you're able to create the most value out from LimeGo. And remember that you can't manage what you don't measure. So I will now tell you that I will gladly answer all your questions that you have from this webinar. You can contact me through the details that I posted in the beginning of the webinar. So just play back the video and please just email me or call me, and we can happily have a discussion and I will answer some of your questions. But for now, I just want to thank you for taking your time to listen to me, and I hope that you have learned something about sales management. And good luck with Lime Go. Have a good day. Bye.